spooky ghouls and goblins. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are a newcomer. Hi, hello, my name is Naomi, and today we are going to be doing a long-awaited Poshmark try-on and unboxing haul. So I've kind of been hinting in some of my earlier videos this year that I have been purchasing different items through Poshmark to ultimately do a couple different unboxings. I could just go on and on and on about how I love Poshmark. I both buy and sell on Poshmark, so if you've been watching some of my videos, you kind of know that one, I do a lot of clothing hauls, so I have a lot of turnaround. I'm trying to Marie Kondo my closet essentially, so every season when I bring out, I live in New York, by the way, so I do see all 4 seasons, so which means I have to have a completely different wardrobe for 2 seasons, well rather for winter and fall and summer and spring. So I essentially have 2 different wardrobes completely, including shoes and, I mean obviously like underwear and stuff like that and cardigans, they're all year round. But pretty much everything from shoes to tops are different in 2 different seasons. So every time I go through the clothing that I bring up from the basement or the attic, depending on what kind of house you live in, I go through all of the clothing and then realize there's always stuff that I want to get rid of because I either purchase new stuff or it's maybe something that I haven't worn a lot. I'm also like, I'm an unorganized chaos, but I try to be as organized as possible, and I use a clothing app so I can kind of plan all my outfits for the week, or if there's a special event, or if I'm packing for a trip. So every item of clothing that I have in my closet, I have listed on this app, so it also tells me if I've actually worn that item, if I remember to track it of course, in a certain amount of time. So there might be a garment that I haven't worn in like a year or so. So I kind of just resolved to myself, well, if I don't wear it by the end of the season and it's something I do like, then I haven't worn it, so I list it on Poshmark. So it can be a great way to turn around your closet and essentially make the clothing that you already have in your closet to something that you might enjoy more. And selling the items on Poshmark, you have an option to either get the money deposited into your account, or I think you can also get a check sent to you. I recommend the deposit since it's only a 2-day waiting period and you have that money in your account to use. Or, I mean, obviously during this hard time with the virus and everything, it's great to have extra income, so that's a great option. Or if you are just trying to spice up your closet and change it from stuff that you're not feeling anymore to stuff you're more excited about, you're able to use that as a credit towards other purchases as well, which honestly is what I have so much stuff from Poshmark sitting in my basement waiting to do these hauls. Because when I sell stuff on Poshmark, I usually have other stuff on my like list that I've been kind of looking at that I'll use that credit for to buy other items. So it's kind of like I'm just getting new clothing instead of having to spend more money, which is always ideal. I am trying to save up for a house, so I try to either not buy things on full price, I'm a big salesperson, or try not to buy things at all, to be honest. I'm really cutting myself, especially with how hard this year has been on all of our bank accounts, but this year has been difficult since I have gone from full-time employment and lost family, unfortunately, to the virus. Well, they didn't specifically die because of the virus, but it almost feels like that. So we've lost some important family as well, and looking to buy a home in the next 5 years, I'm really going to be cutting myself from spending a lot when it comes to 2021 on for the next 5 years plus, because I want to buy a home and put what I want into the home. So that's not cheap. So this is a great opportunity to buy something that you've been looking at for a long time that is cheaper, as well as the bargaining option. I absolutely love the bargaining option. Sorry, I will stop talking about Poshmark, I swear. But if you like to bargain or even are scared of bargaining, this is a great opportunity to get your feet wet a little bit, there's an offer option when it comes to Poshmark. You can even add stuff to a bundle, kind of like a shopping cart from one single seller, and you can offer them a certain amount for it. Unfortunately, you can't include shipping, which is my thing. Shipping can get a little pricey. So when I make an offer, usually I will send them an offer and say, also comment, would you be willing to do free shipping or discounted shipping along with that offer? And then the seller can resend you an offer with the shipping included. So let's say you have 5 items you want that you know are originally really expensive, but you can afford $100 for that. You can just say, hey, I want to offer you $100, stick it in the offer option and send it to them. And if you feel like you also would be reasonable to include shipping in that, you can comment and say, hey, would you be able to include shipping in that? And if it's a seller that's honestly just trying to get rid of the items and just make a little bit of money back, or is just trying to make any money back at this point when it comes to the hard times that we live in, then the likelihood of somebody accepting it is pretty high. I think probably 20% out of 100% people say, hey, listen, I just cannot take that offer because I need to make at least this much back because that's what I spent, which is fair. It's a totally fair response. So usually, you know, that other whatever percent would be back, that'd be like 80%. I'm so bad at math. I'm actually good at money math, but percentages are hard. But that rest of the percent of the time, most likely the person's gonna accept. You just have to put that offer in. And I'll be honest, when it comes to a Poshmark salesperson, if you're ever looking at any items in my closet, as long as it's a generally reasonable offer, like let's say I have the item listed as $50, I may even still take a $25 offer because that item might have been sitting in my closet, digital closet for Poshmark, for like 6 months, and I just want to get rid of the item and I want to make something off of it. So if you offer $25, which that's actually happened, I have had people offer $25 on a $50 item and I have fully accepted that offer because you made it. Like, I can handle losing a little bit of money just to get rid of something that I have not used and that I know will be going to a home that people love. So actually, I do want to mention there is a reposhing option as well. So if you have items that you purchased, especially when it comes to shoes, like this is a shoe haul, so I will mention it's good to try the shoe on ahead of time, but unfortunately stores aren't open right now to go and try the shoes on, so that's not an option anyways. So especially when it comes to online shopping, unless you somehow know your feet measurement and they somehow can measure the shoe perfectly, you usually don't know if the shoe's gonna perfectly fit unless that's a brand that is consistent with their sizing, which isn't always true. So with shoes, it's a nice thing to be able to say, hey, I can afford these $25 shoes, I just don't know if they're gonna fit, and if they don't, you can always relist them and make that $25 back, which is awesome. It kind of just like says a little like, hey, I'm reposhing this item, I'm just trying to turn around my closet. And you can also put a little blurb in like, I just tried them on and they didn't fit. And honestly, I've bought and reposhed items and absolutely loved them. Like, there's nothing wrong with them, it's just the person didn't absolutely love what they bought. And I've also sold reposhed items as well. And a couple of these actually will be reposhed as well, just because they've sat in my basement for a little bit. I haven't felt a yearning to want to wear them, and now that I've fully tried them on, it just doesn't fit me perfectly. And I will mention each item. I just wanted to blurb a little bit about Poshmark before I start. Again, I have a Poshmark closet, so that will be listed down below. So any items that I will be poshing, and I do this in every video pretty much. Like if it's an item that I absolutely know I will be poshing, I'll let you know, and I'll put the Poshmark listing under it as well when I get the chance to, when it comes to editing, or if I posh it after I get this video up, I always edit the listing, or excuse me, the description, and put that listing for Poshmark on there, so you can go grab it if you really like that item. So what I'm saying is that my Poshmark closet will be listed down below. If you are not a part of Poshmark, I also have an offer that I will link down below as well. If you sign up with my code, you will get $10 off of your first Poshmark purchase. which is always nice. Like, saving money is always great. So that offer will also be listed down there. So if you click on that link, that will take you to where you can go either download the app or you can sign up online for an account, and you just put in my code as you sign up, and your first purchase will have $10 off, which is always awesome in my opinion. Like, any money off is great, especially if you find a cheaper item. Like, why not get $10 off? And if you're not already on Poshmark, it's a great place to look for specific items you've been looking for. And I will mention, like, some of these items, these shoes, are unworn or may have been worn like twice and have been sitting in people's closets for literally years. So they're items that sold out years ago, are no longer in production, and they're great shoes. They're awesome shoes, but it might have been an item you had been looking for years ago and you were never able to get a hold of, but you're able to find it on Poshmark either never worn or slightly gently worn. And that's like the biggest one. I have had so many items that I purchased that I'm like, I really liked that print on that skirt 3 years ago, and it was only a Halloween collection 3 years ago, and it sold out and I was never able to get a hold of one. But lo and behold, I found one on Poshmark. I have so many stories like that. So there's always something you've been looking for a while. Sometimes you can find it. But let's get on with this video. Let me think. What did we start with? I think we started with the Doc Martens. Excuse me. So our first item are Doc Marten wedges with tassels in the front. If it is a closet that I recommend, by the way, the closet and the price that I paid will be listed down below. So these are the wedges with tassels. I got these in both black and tan. So I do have tan ones. I'm just not sure where they are at this very moment. The tan ones are a little more of like a suede material, whereas these black ones are a little more of like the traditional Doc Marten like leather that has a little bit of a texture to it. I don't really want to like give a specific animal texture when it comes to this leather, but this is genuine leather. I do know that Doc Marten now offers vegan leather as well on their website, but these Doc Martens also tend to be extremely expensive, but actually are amazing shoes. Like, they will last you if you take care of them. I will say with Doc Martens, you do have to break them in. So I know with heels, they'll give you blisters and everything. Like, I absolutely love Doc Marten heels, which is what these are. But just like a normal pair of Doc Marten boots, you usually have to wear them a little bit to break in the foot of the shoe so it fits your foot perfectly. And once it's broken in, like, it's really, really comfortable to wear. I will be completely honest with you. But it usually does take a good couple hours of wearing several times. You know, if it's boots, I know they usually recommend, 2 weeks of wear, wearing them every single day to break in the boot, essentially. These, I would say I just wear them a couple days just to work, and I feel like they're fairly broken in. These ones, the black ones, they were $30 for me. They have been worn before, so they were easier to break into my foot, whereas the tan ones, I think, do need to be broken in a little bit more, which is where I'm not sure where they are at this moment because I do want to break them in. But those were $40 for me, the tan ones, since those were brand new, never worn. There was just like one scuff mark on it. And these are shoes that are normally like probably $80 or $90. So I feel like I got an extremely good deal on a $30 pair of shoes here. And they are extremely good quality. I mean, they've got the, I think it's called Airwave. I forget exactly what the technology is called for the shoe itself. But it's also this chunky platform-esque heel. I will say also with Doc Martens, they are whole sizes. So I purchased these in a 10, which actually from buying these, I did realize that usually I would be buying a 10 in most sizes, a 9.5 or a 10. I do have a wider, longer female foot. So my usual size is a 9.5 to a 10, but in whole sizes, since I'm not used to wearing whole sizes, I'm actually a 9 usually, because they usually tend to be a little bigger, especially in UK brands. I found in general, usually when buying UK, I have to really pay attention to the measurements, because I tend to be a size down, which is really fun, to be honest, when you're a plus size girl, to be honest. I always put my measurements down below as well, so those will be there along with my shoe sizes. But with Doc Martens, sorry, I discovered that I'm actually a 9 instead of a 10, so these are a little bit big on me. So I will say, since it is leather, these straps are going to be a little long. So I don't know if you can tell on this try-on portion that I'll be showing, the strap is just a bit loose. So since it is real leather, what I will most likely end up doing, there is a lining on the back, but most likely what I'll end up doing is find a leather punch and punch in some more holes for this buckle, just so it's a little tighter. I mean, as you can tell what I'm holding, I have it kind of pretty close to the end here. Like, this is literally, there's like 4 tiny holes. I wish they had punched in more. I understand for like visual reasons why they wouldn't have punched in more holes, especially because this is a larger shoe, so they would expect that my foot would fully fill it out and you wouldn't need more than 4 holes. But I will be, for both the tan and these ones, since they are a teensy bit big on me, they work without my foot sliding out, but the strap does kind of just like, I can lift my foot right out of them, essentially, unfortunately. So I will be punching more holes in them. That's also a hack, by the way. Like, if you know you can fit into another size and it's just something like the strap might need to be tightened more, that's totally a doable thing. Like, fun hack. As long as you can get a leather punch and it's real leather. I don't know really anything about other types of shoes. I'm not a shoe expert, but that's a fun hack there. Yeah, I mean, the wear on these were awesome. The woman had just worn them a couple times. Unfortunately, she was just not able to wear heels anymore. So I got a great steal, and she got some of her money back, which I'm sure she really appreciated. But yeah, so these are awesome shoes. I highly recommend them. Just make sure that you are ordering the right size, because I honestly would have ordered 9 of these if I had known. And unfortunately, now I have black and tan, but I will for sure be wearing these. I'm not really worried that they're a size too big. In fact, when I am on my period and my feet are a little bloated, these will be perfect. Or even if I have them for, I mean, Doc Martens last for years. So if I have them when I'm having children, I will probably still be able to wear those shoes, because I know you tend to go a couple sizes up with swollen feet. So the next pair of Doc Martens, let me grab those. So the next pair of Doc Martens, I do not remember the name of them off the top of my head, but you just saw them. These were $38, an absolute steal in my opinion. If I could get these in every colorway, I would. These are one of the items where it's really, really hard to find them. They're really good Doc Marten, like these are genuine Doc Marten heels. They're little booties. These are really hard to find, to be honest. Like, once I found these, these are absolutely adorable. The seller that I had purchased them from did have a pair in black, but they'd already sold out. I'm actually surprised these didn't sell with the other ones, because they were the same size. If you guys find these in a 9, please let me know. I'm even willing to buy a 10 in these, because these are, excuse me, absolutely adorable. And honestly, these perfectly match my like vintage aesthetic, especially when I'm like going outside in the winter. These are more of fall boots, when I'm going outside in the fall. These are just absolutely adorable. I love these. And you know, they're obviously not vintage shoes traditionally, but I feel like it does definitely match with the vintage aesthetic. I'll stick a couple pictures of me wearing these. I just love these. They're so cute. They've got a little bit of a platform to them. I really like this interesting like sole that this has here. And there's a little bit of grip here, so it definitely holds to the ground. It's not very slippery. But these, I love these. They're so cute. I cannot say enough about them. If you find them, buy them because they're totally worth it. It's just, these are so cute. The video does not give these justice. Unfortunately, I did film that kind of later in the day, and once again, I live in New York and daylight savings time is great. Sorry about all the glare on my glasses. But yeah, so I started filming at like 3, and yeah, it got dark by 5, so that's great. It's just pitch black at 5. It's always, where'd my day go? I don't know. But unfortunately the video does not give these justice. I don't even think this gives them justice. They're just overall a very, very cute booty. I wish I had this in literally every colorway. So comfortable. I honestly didn't even have to break these in. They were extremely gently used. They're like no scuffs or anything on them. Obviously they're a little worn. You can tell they're not like perfect condition. But I mean, these are like everyday wearing booties. Like, I'm not too worried that they're not in like perfect brand new condition, to be honest. And they're just shoes. Like, I can always sanitize them as well. But yes, absolutely love these booties. So the next booties I have are Torrid booties. I purchased these for $25. Again, very gently used. In fact, the sticker was still on them. And apparently I have forgotten to take these off. So actually, if I can, they're covered in mud. I have genuinely worn these a lot. Looks like they were originally $64. So that's funny. But I absolutely love these booties. Again, they kind of fit my vintage aesthetic. Again, they're not vintage, but they're just neutral booties that kind of work with what I wear. They've got lace-ups in the front that are honestly one-time lace-ups, and then there are zippers on the inside, which are always awesome. I gotta say, one of my pet peeves when it comes to shoes is, I don't know if other women feel this way. Example, the Doc Marten booties. I get that the buckle is like an accent, but I ran here for a second. I'm so sorry. Just skip like 30 seconds if you don't care. I know that the buckle is an accent and it's supposed to really like show it off, but I'm not an acrobat. I have a hard time moving into the position to fully buckle these, to be honest, or most things that have to be zipped up and buckled on the ankle side of my body. I honestly wish that they had moved it in to the inside of the inner ankle. I don't know, the inside of your leg, so that you can buckle it easier. 'Cause, I mean, honestly, I don't really care about this buckle. I don't really care if it's seen. I just want to be able to get my shoes on comfortably. They're comfortable shoes once I have them on, but sometimes I have to help me buckle my shoes, because I don't know if that's a weird thing. Like, please let me know if like you've never had this issue. But I just prefer shoes that are like lace-ups in the front, or are able to zip in the front, or excuse me, on the inside, like these. Like, this is the perfect shoe for me. Like, lace up in the front one time, and then there's zippers on the inside. Like, nobody really sees this, nobody really cares, and you get them on really nice and easily and really quick. Again, the video does not give them any justice at all. I mean, these are beautiful brown booties, and like, I would say, like, my experience with Torrid shoes, like, especially in store, like, I wouldn't say they're necessarily known for like their high quality shoes. Like, these are plastic soles here, like they're hollow. They're nothing like extravagant, but they've been like very comfortable, to be honest. Like, I've been able to wear these a good, you know, full day at work and not had a problem. I've been able to drive in them, no problem. I really like, these are a good go-to, not expensive shoe to begin with. So if you can find it on sale on on Torrid, I highly recommend these booties. Or if you find them on Poshmark, like, give Torrid shoes a try, like, to be honest. Again, with Torrid shoes, it's kind of the whole sizing thing. Torrid does offer, I'm pretty sure they offer in between sizes, but Torrid is a plus size company. So I will tell you, they run wider, which is awesome. Like, my feet tend to be wider. Like, if I'm looking for heels or boots in normal sizing, I honestly will look for a wide. And Torrid does offer extra wide for large calves, which I'll get into in a second. But it's kind of like the whole sizing where I'm usually a 9. So because I would normally be a 10 in regular shoes, I end up having to buy a 9, even a 9.5 is too big for me, in Torrid shoes because they are so wide and a lot longer. So there is, I think, a conversion chart on their website, but I will warn you, usually I have to size a whole size down in Torrid shoes. So I will usually be looking for a 9, if not a 9.5, if it's something I think I can deal with the room in. So speaking of, the next pair of shoes I have is Torrid. I ended up with a lot of the same brands, like multiple shoes from the same brands, because I liked one pair, so I went ahead and knew that I could buy other shoes from them and that they would fit. So the next pair of boots are these. I absolutely love these shoes. These were one of the items I received right before the shutdown. So I unfortunately haven't had like a good opportunity to wear them out, which they deserve. But I love these boots. So I have wide calves. My calf measurement is like 30 inches all the way around. Looking at me, I feel like you wouldn't think that I have absolutely huge calves. And believe it or not, it's muscle. Like, I'm not a very muscly person, but my calves are like full muscle. I have knee issues, so if you're looking in the clips and you think that I have a weird bump in front of my calf before my knee, not that I have to explain, but my muscles and my legs have developed differently than most humans. So I have an extra muscle. Well, not an extra muscle, but the muscle that would normally develop more inward into your calf has developed more outward for me to stabilize myself in both the front and the back. So I have a larger bulge in kind of front of my knee where you're like, we usually go flat into your ankle, or excuse me, your calf would go in the front of your leg, flat into your ankle and the top of your foot. So I don't know if I can really show you, but like here, so if I go this direction, you can kind of see that there's a larger bulge here. It looks a lot more distinct because my foot's to the side, especially in this video, in the front of my leg. So it's really hard for me to find tall boots that actually fit me, especially because I do have kind of a larger calf here, which usually isn't an issue, especially because I can find ankle length boots that lace up. Lace ups are my godson because no matter what, I can always lace them looser and they will fit my calves. I love these boots. These boots actually fit me. I'm so excited for these. So the reason that they fit, they're actually 9s. One, the boot would actually fit. I wish I could find ankle boots that are the same like lug boot type with the thicker like platform wedge here and these grooves. It's more called like a lug heel. It was really used in the 90s. It's not so much used now as a term towards boots, but I love lug boots. So cute. Again, I wish I could find one more like this. But there is this stretch material right here, and it doesn't look like it in the video, but it is extremely stretchy. So it's like this leather that the Doc Martens almost have, but this is faux leather in the front. And so this is the front outer side, again saying zippers on the inside. So what I'm able to do is when I'm pulling the boot up, I'm able to essentially, I love their zippers, by the way. This is a very strong, heavy-duty zipper, as you can hear. And there's leather on this side, so you don't have to worry about the stretch pulling with the zipper. So what I usually will do is I will pull the zipper side towards my leg, and then I will zip, and then I will zip up as pulling it towards my leg. And then there's also this buckle up here that attaches to leather on this side, and then attaches over where the zipper is on this side. And it's a buckle that can be adjusted. So if you do not have as large as calves as I do, but still want to wear these boots, and a 9 would be your size and you think it would be a little loose, you have this little strap that's already attached to it that can just kind of bring it in a little bit more, or in my case, secure it so that it doesn't really fall down my leg, which I've never really had any issues. Like, I've worn this around the house perfectly fine, never had an issue with them. And the boots themselves are extremely comfortable. Like, once again, like, I always thought that Torrid did not have great quality shoes, especially when you see their shoes in the store. They're usually like those tacky summer wedges that just kind of fall apart within your first like 3 wears, at least in my experience. But these are like really great quality boots. I love these. I might actually look for some winter boots. I need some classic like vintagey winter boots. Again, I live in New York, so we get like 6 feet of snow sometimes. I need like really good winter boots. I used to have some good ones and they no longer make them. If you have any suggestions, please like find my Instagram and like message me them. Like, I've been looking for a good one and I could always do a review of them. But yes, I absolutely love these. Again, the video just does not give these justice. These are, as Kevin says, my hooker boots. Like, these are absolutely amazing. I believe these were $40 off the top of my head. Again, I will have all of the prices down in the description. Okay, so the item that I almost forgot and actually don't have a photo for, I'm just adding this last minute because I actually wasn't intending to make this part of the haul, but these are, I believe the brand is called Soul Neutralizer. I actually picked these up at Kohls a while ago, excuse me, before I was planning to do this video. And yeah, so I just found them in my seasonal stuff because I had bought them right into spring, summer, and it wasn't the season for these. So bonus item are these sole shoes. I bought them at Kohls in store, so they're no longer available online since they were on sale. These were $25. They're not like the absolute best quality like boots wedges that I would recommend, but they are really nice. I've gotten a couple wears out of them. I do recommend if you're looking for a cheaper like wedge boot that would be cute. There's not a, well, there is some groove here, stuff from outside, some here, so there is a little bit of grip, but I wouldn't really recommend wearing them in like the winter snow. These are definitely more of like end of summer, fall shoes in particular, which is why they were on sale when I bought them this spring. But they were $25. It's definitely comfortable shoes that I feel like were worth the price. This is a great example of something that's a little cheaper that I feel like will last you a good season or two. But these were $25, and these are cute little booties. The zipper was on the outside, but it is more of a fashion zipper. It's not the smoothest, but it works. And these again are little wedge booties, which are super cute. They're nice black shoes. As you can tell, I don't really go wild with my shoes since I tend to go wild with my skirts and dresses. So I usually have, you know, good solid black ones or brown ones. Kind of basic shoes, to be honest. Basic colors at least. But yeah, so these are, well, I've been experimenting. I want to get more not basic shoes, especially since I've been getting more into cosplaying as I get older. I'd like to find some solid cosplaying shoes. But there's a little bit of stretch here. It's actually kind of rare for me to be able to find a good solid bootie or wedge that either doesn't have a lot of stretch or doesn't have lace up, because I do have wide calves. And also there's this little extra bridge here that's padded, so you're not going to get as much of the rubbing on the back of your ankle here which is great. I end up getting blisters there. I actually have like dark scarring from getting blisters there from wearing muck boots and other booties that I was trying to break in. Fortunately, that's the thing with docs, is you can get blisters because you are wearing a shoe that's not the ultimate like comfortability when you are trying to break them in. It wasn't with docs that that happened. I think I did get a couple blisters like on the bottom of my foot. And I'm not a blister person, like I don't get absolutely that many blisters, but like breaking in like these kind where there's like no extra padding, that can cause you to get blisters. So this is definitely a good feature in this shoe. This back in the box, but this one I was actually still in the box. I had just popped them out of their wrapping and they actually came with plastic bags for me to try them on today. So these are my Converse. I'm actually not really well known for like wearing Converse sneakers because I have a really large arch in my foot, so that's why I actually prefer heels over like sneakers. I feel like the arch is just more comfortable in a heel than a sneaker. Again, I'm not really a person that works out a lot, so like I haven't experimented with sneakers, to be honest. Usually I find something that fits, that feels somewhat comfortable, that I used to work out in or just wear on the day-to-day when I'm not like dressing up really nice. But I found out at one point when I was looking at Doc Martens for a wedding that I was going to be attending as a bridesmaid, unfortunately didn't end up happening, that they had heels as well as platforms. So I've been looking more for those. I know Converse are well known for being extremely comfortable, and I will say I absolutely love these shoes, like absolutely love them. So glad that I got them. I actually wore them to a Thanksgiving dinner with some of our family today because I put them on for the try on and I was not expecting them to be super comfortable, and they were. I will say these are absolutely brand new Converse. They were never worn. They were completely white on the bottom, but the way they came to me was in a bag in this box, kind of like that, wrapped in paper. They were wrapped nicely, but I will say the packaging wasn't the best. It was just the normal shoe here. So these are not whole sizes. I got these as a 9.5. I'm glad that I didn't get the 10 because I think they would have been too long. I'm also glad that I didn't get a 9 because I feel like the width of the shoe, I feel like the 9.5 was perfect for me, especially because they had whole half sizes. Usually I'm a 9.5 if there are half sizes. If not, I am in 10 in normal, not super wide shoes. Otherwise, I am a 9 if they are whole sizes and they are a little wider. So these shoes, I love them. They're great. So this is basically like a nice, harder plastic foam, like footbed itself. Like this is not, it's like a soft, hard plastic. Like this in here, I feel like is just like the classic Doc Marten chunk. They're really nice chunky heels, to be honest. Like the tread is awesome. They're nice and thick. This is literally the first day I have worn them, and I will say they are super comfortable. So once again, having larger feet, having wider feet, and I've kind of got like taller feet too because I have wider feet. So I will say, at first when I tried these on, I felt like they weren't gonna fit. I felt like I was gonna have to relist them. But when I wore them, so that because this like sole is kind of spongy, like it's hard to push down with my fingers, but when you like stand in them, you can feel it's kind of spongy and it sits down. Once you wear them for a couple minutes, like this part getting my foot into was really tight. Like I felt like my foot was just too tall for it. It's kind of like having a little bit of fat push up. But when it was sitting for a couple minutes, you know, let's say it was kind of like this, it just kind of eased in and was perfect. Like I felt like my toes were like right here originally, and I have long feet when I had originally put my foot in, but once it had eased, my toe was a good ways into the shoe, and it was super comfortable. And I feel like these would be really, really good summer shoes. It's just getting to the point where like one day it's snowing, the next day it's 60 degrees. It's that weather right now in New York. So I can wear these, but it's a give and a take. And I will say I really like this back strap. I wish it was slightly longer, to be honest, unlike other stuff. Just so that my foot wasn't being automatically forced into, or at least that this was a little longer or a little bit better of elastic. But I love these little O-rings. So it's very adjustable, and you're able to just kind of stretch this back and get your foot right into them. Super comfortable. I absolutely love them. I feel like for brand new, these aren't available, at least they weren't, these Converse All-Star or One-Star shoes were not available online. So I know that I couldn't have bought them online. So I feel like for $40, brand new shoes that have never been worn, like these, and these are incredible. Like I will be wearing these next summer for sure. I don't know if they necessarily fit in with my vintage aesthetic. I feel like they fit more in with like a 60s, 70s aesthetic, especially with the star and like the shape of the shoe, but they're comfortable and I'm still gonna rock it. I'll wear my like tie top and my flowy pants that are more like 30s, 40s style. That kind of 60s style too. So I'll just wear my tie tops and my flowy pants with these. I feel like these will be super cute, or my flowy skirts. But yeah, I like this little star and everything. I can't say a whole lot negative about these shoes. Like I really like them. I highly recommend them. But oh, one critical thing I can say is because they are not like a larger plus size shoe, they are not super wide. So keep that in mind when ordering these shoes, that they're not super wide and not super tall. So if you have issues with that, you might want to order a size up. But yeah, otherwise I absolutely love these shoes. So my next pair of shoes are $50 Demonias, as the box cover, which I might include in the thumbnail, can suggest. I have been wanting Demonias for a good hot second. So my best friend Rebecca did actually buy a couple Demonias, and you can actually find some good ones on Poshmark, to be honest. Yeah, so I think I ended up purchasing these in a 10. I also think that I will probably size down to a 9 next time I buy Demonias. Let's get into this. I'm super excited. I love these. These are definitely going to be some loud shoes that I wear out for fun, as well as some cosplay shoes. Let me show you. Look at these. The video that I'm going to show you does not give these justice. This is like a holographic blue to green to purple, like dragon scale print, along with these studs on the side. These, 1, I love the shape of the shoe. 2, the platform is amazing. Also, Demonias, they're like filled with foam, so they're super light and super comfortable. Like the treads are always really good. It's like this fire flame tread. Super cute. The classic red Demonia. Facing that right, yeah, Demonia label. And of course, the inside it says Demonia. To the side. Yes, I did purchase these in a 10. So I may want to size down because these are actually a little wide for me, which is surprising. That's usually not the case for me. So I like that. I did purchase these brand new, never used. It was from a seller that sold like a whole bunch of shoes, so it seems like they either got them from the shoe store they worked at, or maybe they were a shoe store, or just buys a lot of shoes on wholesale. I will say these did come, I got these for $50, and there was like a little bit of hot glue on these. They seem to be real Demonias, it just maybe that's how they came from the store. And there's like a little bit of overage here. If you can tell. I don't know if that's just how Demonias are. Otherwise, there's really no flaws. It's just like a little bit like that. Otherwise, like this isn't matching up perfectly. But they seem to be real Demonias. They don't seem like be knockoffs or anything. They're super comfortable. I still recommend them. Like the sole of the shoe is like super comfortable. My one critique is that this part is really long. And this part is one, I think I would want it to be a little thinner, like one band here for the eyelets instead of two. And it's not really, like, for the width of the shoe, the person that has this wide of a foot, I don't think would realistically have, let me go all the way to this tightest setting, this tiny of a ankle. Not that, I think it's more so just there's just this many for show. But I have to put it to the second to last hook of eyelets just to make sure, and that's a little bit tight, just to make sure that this can fold into the metal, I forget what this clasp is called, this metal hook part that holds down this part. Otherwise it just flips in the wind, because I would ideally like it to have it on the last setting, because my ankle is not really small. Like, I feel like it's a good thick ankle, like the size of my fist. Otherwise, that's my only critique, is that just this is a little thick for my ankle, and I wish that the thing itself was longer and had more options versus all the way to the back. I feel like that's more for looks version. Again, I wish the buckle was more on the inside so it'd be easier to get these on, but otherwise these are extremely comfortable, awesome shoes. Like these, I have a cosplay planned with these. Honestly, I've been wanting to do a Night Fury for a really long time. I know Night Furies are more of like a black silver metallic, like dragon scale, but I feel like this would look really, really beautiful as a Night Fury shoe. I've been wanting to do a Hiccup and Astrid cosplay with Kevin, as well as a Night Fury and a Light Fury with him. So I feel like we could be Night Furies together, and he could be a Night Fury and I could be a Light Fury, or like mix it up. I feel like that would be super cute, as well as like, I feel like that would be great family cosplays now that the whole series has come out. I love that movie series. Like, I love it so much. But I feel like this would be like, one, I'm just gonna wear these shoes as is. I do wish that they had been set up where there's just a back strap here, or even lace up instead of this flunky thing, but it's fine. I'll still deal with it. Like, it's cute, it's fine. Like, it's not gonna impact me from keeping the shoe at all. But this will definitely be cute for wearing out with the girls when I get that chance next, or just to like a really, like, not a nice dinner, but like a fun dinner with Kevin if we were able to actually go out and eat places, or for cosplaying when we're able to do that again. At least I can like put together cosplays in the meantime. But yeah, these were actually really nicely packaged up in the Demonia packaging, and they had Demonia paper around them and plastic holding them. And the site that I bought them from, they had multiple sizes of the shoe, so I feel like they either were a store that held Demonias, and like it was the employee that bought several of them maybe when they went on clearance, or that it was straight up a store selling them that bought them on wholesale, because there definitely were several sizes available. And I will tell you, Demonias tend to go fast, so if you like them, get them while you can, because I'm pretty sure these were like, pretty sure I wanted to get the next size down. Actually glad that I didn't, because this buckle would not have fit. Or who knows, maybe the buckle is the same size all around, that's why it doesn't quite fit me as a plus size with this wide of a foot for a 10, compared to like if it was a size like 0, I don't know, like a size 2 shoe. Excuse me, but they did have a lot of sizes and they did go quick, which is why I ended up picking up a 10 instead of a 9. But I absolutely love those shoes. And so the next shoe that I have, the very last, unfortunately, I will be selling. I really wanted these shoes and I really wanted them to fit, and unfortunately they're just not meant for like my calf or my foot. They are Lucky Lou wooden shoes. They are so adorable. I do want to get some Lucky Lou's later on. I know now they have back straps in the ones that I have. do not. So I would like to get some with some back straps, and it looks like they have gotten a little wider as well. But these did come from Alika, and she wrote a tiny little note on top of the box. She said, "Hi Naomi, thanks for buying these fabulous shoes. Hope you love them." And these were just shoes that had been worn just a couple times. Unfortunately, there was a scuff on the back. Here's the front of the box. So this is a Lucky Lou shoe. These are older, discontinued shoes as well. So you will not find these listed on the website for Lucky Lou. They are older ones. But here is the older shoe box. And there's the logo. As you can tell, like, it is older. The girl described in the listing that she had purchased them, worn them a couple times. It had gotten scuffed on the back, and she just stuck them in her closet and hadn't worn them for a while. And that's the thing with Poshmark, is like, I'll be honest, there are things that I buy and they'll sit in my closet season after season. I really think I'm gonna wear it, or I wear it like once or twice, and I like it, so I keep it, or I just straight up forget that I have it, and it sits in my closet for years, and it's a good item, and that's why I listed it on Poshmark, because like, it's still good. I want somebody to like it, but I haven't worn it in a while. It's just been sitting there. So it opens up like this, and here are the gorgeous wooden shoes. So let me pull out the one that is not damaged. So these are wooden shoes. I forget exactly what type of wood they're made of. These are size 10s. You can tell that the base here, a little bit of leaf stuck in the sole here. I'll clean these up and relist them on Poshmark. But you can tell that the sole here, so that there's grip, has been nailed into the wood, as well as one here. So this is what Lucky Lou is known for. Their beautiful tiki artwork on the back of their shoes, and them being fully wooden shoes. I would say there's something to be said for wooden shoes, like clogs. I have some good wooden heels that honestly are like super comfortable, and I love them. They just need a little bit of padding where the foot is actually touching. So like here, there's no exposed wood, so if you do get sweaty, it does get really slippery. And there is just a little bit of padding right here. Whereas I know that my other wooden shoes do have a little bit of padding right here so that you don't slip on the shoe itself when you're wearing them if your feet get a little sweaty. And then there's also padding, like there's a full sole in the shoe, but the whole shoe is wooden, so it's actually really comfortable. I love these sticky shoes. I really wish they fit, but they're really small shoes. Like, they're really thin shoes, and it makes me nervous wearing them, and they're not super long either. Like, these again run in whole sizes, so I definitely would order a 10 next time. Like, this is a 10. It does fit. It's just, I feel like, slightly long and slightly thin. This top part is gorgeous. I absolutely love them. I wish they fit perfectly. These are a good, like, vintagey shoe. I know that they don't do this little, like, pedal work anymore. It's all like genuine leather. I do know they also now offer a vegan leather section as well. But these are adorable. You can tell they really haven't been worn a lot. Only worn this one time for me to try on. And yeah, super comfortable. So the thing that confuses me, that I think is why they no longer make shoes like this, is these straps. So they're kind of like ballet straps. And they're also not, like, they look super long, but they're not really that long. I have thick calves again. I think this is really meant for somebody with thinner feet, along with, as I told Kevin, like, unfortunately, I think these shoes are really meant for a skinny girl. Well, rather, a girl with skinny feet, or skinny girl feet, because this is a really thin shoe, and it's not super long. You know, I would say if you have super long toes, even size up another size, because it's just not a very comfortable shoe. Like, I feel like it would be comfortable if it was wider, and the strap actually fit my foot. So, like, because I do not have bought very thin calves, it goes around like twice, and there's really no comfortable way for me to then tie it. Like, I can't get it around twice, and there's just enough for me to tie it in the back. I feel like it's just, there's just not enough left if I go around twice. If I go around once, then around my calf, then there's too much and I don't know what to do with the extra. So then I end up making like a giant ass bow, and it's just crisscrossed and tied in the back. So it's really weird. What I ended up doing was that I crisscrossed them twice, and then I made a tiny knot when I had like this much of one side and like that much of the other side available, and I crisscrossed them, tied them, and then like wrapped them underneath the tie while I was wearing them. So you can probably see how it's a little weird as I'm trying them on. But I will be listing these on Poshmark, so if you like these, please go get them. I'll probably be listing them a little higher than what I purchased them for, just so that I can make up for the taxes. But I really regret that these are not like my shoes. Like, please go get them if you like them, because they are amazing shoes. They're amazing quality. Like, I have heard a lot of really good things about Lucky Lou shoes. Like, they're a small company that hand makes all their shoes. Like, they deserve a wonderful home that absolutely lets them. They're not meant for my feet. So if you know what to do with this, and you want to go, you could even replace the straps, to be honest, because there's this little strap hole here that's nailed in to the wood, and then there's these straps that have been like leather glued together into that loop. So you could even replace them with different straps too. And I probably would replace them with longer, leather straps if it was solely just that the straps were too short for me. But unfortunately are just a little too thin for me as well. You can probably see how kind of awkward it was for me to try these on. So these are going back in the box, and they're going to be listed. So as soon as I do have that listing up on Poshmark, I will list these. Let me go ahead and show you the scratch on the back, or a little bit of damage. So it looks like she might have run into something in the corner here. You can kind of compare. When they make their heels, they like mold this part, so it's normal that there's a little bit of discoloration, like where the heel is put into the actual shoe base itself, so you can kind of see where there's there. But this is like fully molded and sanded down here perfectly, whereas this, you can kind of tell that she kind of like bumped into something and it kind of took a chunk of wood out, unfortunately. I feel like it wouldn't necessarily, I would sand it down a little bit more, but I feel like it wouldn't necessarily like impact the wearability of the shoe at all. I didn't really notice a difference when I was wearing them. I just want to make sure that is known and available to you as information that you're, obviously if you're interested in them and you're fine with the wear, please go get them, because like they will be listed. I want them to go to a nice loving home. Unfortunately, I just don't love them as much as I wish I could, because they just don't fit to my feet right. So these will be repotched. As a quick little bonus for this video, when I brought up, I'll just zoom in a little bit. When I brought up this package, one of these boxes, I think it was the Converse box, I did not realize that I had this little JCPenney's bag in here. I had forgotten at one point, right in between the openings when JCPenney's had shut down, and then now they're shutting down again, like right in between when they had reopened, they obviously, a lot of the stores had overstock and they were trying to sell off a lot of the stock. So I found some really beautiful jewelry that I thought could go with my vintagey look, as well as green stuff, and had just stuck this in the bag, and I just stuck it with my stuff downstairs to do a haul with eventually, and completely had forgotten about it. So all of this jewelry ended up coming out to, with tax, $39, so subtotal at $35 essentially, with tax about $40. So $35. Looks like everything was originally around $20, if not more, and ended up being like pretty much $5 a piece, which it looks like. And some of these have like multiple earrings. So like you can see, there's a clearance sticker here, and it's $5.99. It looks like 3 or 4 clearance stickers had been put on top of it. Oh yeah, these were originally $20. It says it on the back. $5.99 sticker. Like, what a steal. I'm not a huge jewelry person, so when I buy jewelry, I always buy it on sale. And I'm a silver person, like silver and green. I wanted to find some silver and green ones, so I feel like these are good dangles. I feel like they will be super cute. These are Liz Clarbone. I feel like a lot of these are the same brand, or at least we're in the same section. And these are stainless steel, and these are got normal backings. Let me see if I can get these into my ears so you can get at least an idea of what it looks like. I have not worn earrings in a good couple months, but I'm trying to get myself to wear more jewelry to make my outfits like all over good. So here are the silver and green ones. I think these are like the perfect length for dangles. I love these. I actually really love these with the outfit I'm wearing because the dress actually has some green accents further down. For these beautiful, this is a Vixen by Michelin pet dress, little like plant eaters, or I forget what they're called off the top of my head, I cannot remember, but I feel like this actually would really go with the outfit that I'm wearing. I really like silver. I'm not a gold person, so I love these. I feel like these were an awesome deal. Obviously I cannot link these down below in the description because it would be impossible for me to actually find these on JCPenney's. I don't even know if they're available anymore anywhere. So the next ones are more silver and green. These are going to be a lot of silver and green, so if you don't like that, just skip it. These are actually, these really remind me of a pair of vintage earrings that my grandma gave me. She actually had me recently go through her jewelry. And so I have genuine vintage pieces. There we go. They're like the click back ones. Actually, I'm gonna go get the pair of earrings that I'm referring to that she gave me. So I expected these to be a little bit bigger than they were. I haven't worn them in a hot second. But these are the earrings that I'm comparing them to. Let me grab the other pair. So you can see the stone's a lot bigger than this one. But then again, these may be genuine diamonds. Whereas these are they're just stones that are colored. Which I'm not a big jewelry person, so I really don't care. But these are some genuine vintage. They're, you know, probably from like the 60s or 70s, possibly 50s. They, you know, obviously I'm not a historian. I just got them from my grandmother, so she did tell me she's had them for a couple decades, but she, you know, obviously they may be less old, so I'm just calling them vintage older jewelry. I do have some genuine pieces that I know are actually like hand-me-downs from my grandmother's mom, so my great grandma, that she has given me, that she got from her mom. She was one of 8, so she didn't get a lot, but I do have some hand-me-down pieces. So these are very much reminiscent of these type of pieces, so I feel like it definitely can pass as good, like somewhat vintagey jewelry. So that's it for this one. Sorry that I'm like only sticking it in one ear. I just don't really feel like wasting time and sticking them in both ears. And these are actually, these are crystals from Swarovski, actually. Swarovski's crystals. So the thing is not on these, but these are originally $16, I think. So not uber expensive, obviously, but I wouldn't spend $16 normally on a pair of earrings. Okay, so one of the next ones that I'm actually really excited about, which is clearance 50% off at $9. And these are Brixie Bar. It looks like they were $20 originally. And these are gorgeous hoops. So I forget what these are called, but it's like the plastic with, I actually have some bracelets like this with the coloring in it. It's like a acrylic almost. I know this was actually a popular type of plastic back in the day. Obviously this is more of a 70s to 80s look. with this shape, but I felt like these were really cute. I usually don't wear hoops, and if I do, they're usually pretty small, but I really like that little silver band there. And these earrings came with the little clear stud along with the backing. Go ahead and stick it in my ear. So I actually really like these earrings. I feel like they're super sassy. I was worried that they would be too big, but I feel like they're not actually that big. They were a little difficult to get on, but I got them. I feel like it's just a really cute little look. I feel like they're definitely more like 60s, 70s. So I'd probably end up wearing more of that era items. But you know, I still feel like I could probably pull it off with some of my 50s items. I mean, I don't really dress like necessarily like historically accurate because I am in the century that I live in at this very moment. So yeah, I don't necessarily like, I like to at least know that some things are historically accurate and some things are not. Obviously, a lot of the stuff I do wear, I try to purchase from vintage recreation places, but then there's also stuff that's like very similar to vintage styles that would have been accurate of the time that I'm trying to dress like, but I don't force myself to try and be in a century that I'm not. I just try to dress more historically accurate as I can. So the next one is a set with a necklace and a pair of earrings with silver and green or emerald. So usually I do earrings, but sometimes I forget necklaces. I feel like that's a good length right there, and let's stick one earring in. I really like the double stone, the little double stone. I feel like it's reading a little blue here, but so with one earring in and the necklace. So this isn't really so much as a dangle as that it just kind of rests off of the ear. But yeah, I think these are super cute and like really delicate looking. I really like these. As you can tell, I like green. But yeah, I'm glad that I got these. I figured I'd just throw these in as like a little bonus haul, since I didn't really know where else to throw these into, and some of my hauls tend to be pretty long. So shoe and a bonus jewelry haul, small jewelry haul. But that's a good example of like some of the stuff that I wear. Like I get some genuine vintage stuff from like Poshmark and like thrift stores, and then I also get some from my grandma and other people in my family that have genuine vintage stuff, or at least vintagey stuff. This is gonna bother me right here. The maskne or mask acne has been really helping my adult onset acne. It's been great. But yeah, so that's a good idea of like what my jewelry is. But yeah, so that's my haul for today. I love shoes. I'm iffy with jewelry. I really like to find cute stuff that I can wear. I'm always looking, I'm really trying to like get more into the accessory game, and like fully round out my outfits so that I have like jewelry, shoes, and like the full clothing, so it's like I'm dressing like an adult. But yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. You have a spooky evening. Bye.